Now there's audio. Now there's audio? Okay. So, awesome. Thank you. Right? So again, a lot of just, is it a double blind, a single blind treatment, right? Is it a control group? Is it randomized? Was the study appropriate? Second is consider the source. Does it have biases? Who's funding them? Because a lot of studies that we receive, when they say it, is funded by an interest group, right? If I was to run a study about my classes, I might ask certain questions that might lead you to answer a certain way. So are those questions coming from me? So like at the end of the semester in the fall and spring, typically you have something called an SOS, a student opinion survey, right? Those questions were not made up by chance. It was made up by someone else, right, that you're answering. And those statistics that come out is used to judge me. And since it is not created by me and created by someone, an administrator, it's probably a truer assessment of who I am, right? So those are kind of big deals, right? And I could run a study myself and then create my own questions and say, look, based on my study, these are not true. But it could be questions that I'm going to mislead you on, right? So is there bias? Is there a selection bias versus a participation bias? Right? Someone that really wants this drug to work. Right? When they take it, they're going to feel a certain way. Right? Or if I'm selecting, like, for example, back in the day, there was a show called The Biggest Loser. Right? Are they going to pick me to be on The Biggest Loser? No, because I'm going to lose the least amount of weight, right? If I lose the weight that they lost, I'd be nothing. I'd be literally a skeleton, right? So there's always those. Look for problems. What are the variables? What's the variable of interest? Beware of confounding variables. And a lot of times the studies that they get numbers, they twist. They don't twist the numbers. They use numbers for their own agenda. Right? Kind of like, I think they were saying that Viagra was initially, what kind of medicine? Was it like
blood pressure medicine? It was heart medicine.
Yeah. And they found that people didn't want to return the rest of it because obviously for other issues that they're experiencing, so they didn't want to return what was left over. Right? And they found out why they didn't want to return them. And hence the birth of Viagra. Consider the setting and wording in surveys. I find this a lot, where like I go, if they mean it this way, then I will answer it this way, but if they mean it this way, I will answer it this way. Sometimes the wording likes to confuse people to try to get what they want to get out of it. A lot of times when we look at research studies, so there is an AI that is only based on research paper called SciSpace, right? A lot of times when we read research, we read the conclusion. We read the title and we read the conclusion. Bad news about that is the title is usually misleading. Conclusion is what the person writing the research paper wants you to see, wants you to know. But you need to read through this research to say, this doesn't make sense. Right? So don't just take their word for it. Same thing for all of you guys. When you guys go and do your voting, don't listen to the news. Because to be honest with you, news these days are all biased. All of them are. Right? They're going to say that the other side is doing shady stuff, and the same thing the other way. If you only believe the news, then you're selecting the wrong people or peoples. You have to do your own research. You have to gather your own data. Right? In fact, there is some truth to the news on both sides. The truth is in between there somewhere. So it's things like that that you have to kind of go, let me dig some more. I know that war is never a thing that I would want to happen because my brother was in the military. I would never want him to be away. Fear of what could happen. And certain things happen in war that we don't understand. Majority of us don't understand. The news is going to portray it one way for us to either hate it or support it. Other than that, we don't understand it. There's a reason why people in the military experience PTSD. Because a lot of times they see things and do things that they don't want to do. But based on command, they are to do it. And again, it's usually things that we don't understand and they question. So sometimes we have to kind of look and make sure that we're supporting the right things and it's appropriate. And the research supports it. Heck, you guys do research all the time. Every time you register for a class, what do you guys do? You do rate my professor. Right? Here's the problem. I would tell you right now that there's some of the professors, I'm sure, get us a 5.0 average. And I'm sure that some of them will say to their students, if you go on there and give me a good rating, I'll give you extra credit. Right? Now, if you read mine, however, you'll read some of the negative ones as well. There are some negative ones in there. Right? I'm not a perfect 5.0. I know that. And here's the thing. Be weary. If everybody loved me, there's a problem. If everybody hates me, there's a problem. No matter what, there should always be some haters and some lovers. Never all one, never all the other. So if someone has a 5.0, I'm weary. If someone has a 1.0, I'm weary. Okay? But the only thing that you can do is look at the positives and look at the negatives and saying, which one seems to be true? Which one seems to be genuine? And which one is just a bitch? Right? And it's actually funny because I had a student who I know because it was right after our conversation that a post went up. And by the end of the semester, they didn't feel that way anymore. They can't remove the post. So sometimes for us, just because we react doesn't mean that we have to put it out as laundry.
Like media, like intelligence, you can tell like which people it's their fault. They're like, some will say like, I missed my exam by 2 weeks and you refuse to let me take it again. It's like, that's on you.
Yep. I'm sure it has nothing to do with that I already hand the exam back, that they have their friend's copy of the exam and they want to take that exam. Right? But it's funny because not everybody speaks the truth all the time. Right? In fact, my ex's brother said to me, "You're the only professor I know that someone will write something about you and said that they failed your class and it was their fault." There are not many people that way, right? But again, you got to read things and kind of sort things out that way. Because when we see a 5.0, we think, ooh, they must be good. So think about that. In fact, when we do hiring, I do go to rate my professor. And I look at it. And it's funny because it'll be a person that is just graduating. I'm like, how do they have a rate my professor? Right? And why is it that high? And you start to read it, and it sounds like that they got with their buddies, and their buddies are writing those things. So I'm like, they're already not trustworthy. So for me, they're out. Right? So that is another big thing. Right? So stand back, consider the conclusions. Ask yourself the following questions. Did the study achieve its goal? Did the conclusion make sense? Can you rule out alternative explanations for the results? Typically, their conclusion is an alternative explanation. It's actually not what they were achieving, that they were trying to achieve. If the conclusion do make sense, and do they have any practical significance? So let's take a look at some of these. A common quote statistics is that the law enforcement authorities succeed in stopping only about 10% of the illegal drugs entering the United States. Should you believe this statistic? No. Someone just shook their head. No. Why not? Because then did they stop all the drugs? I'm sure there's plenty of illegal drugs out there that hasn't been stopped. So how do they know that they stopped 10% of it? It is a believable number, but I would think it's closer to like 1%. Because what about the quantity that was not stopped? Right? And people look at this and say, wow, 10%, that's pretty good. But if we turn the numbers around, that means there's 90% of the drugs that are out there, which is quite a bit. The RNC commissioned a poll to find out whether Americans support their proposed tax cuts. Asked, do you favor a tax cut? A large majority answered yes. Should we conclude that Americans support the proposal?
No.
Nope. Why?
Because they picked a specific group, one that already aligns with them, so it's biased like double.
And you do understand that a proposed tax cut usually includes everything else. For example, during COVID, we all received checks, right? This $1,200 check that you're supposed to get. And every kid in that household also gets $600. Remember that? Did you guys realize that in that proposal to the House and the Senate, the American people got about 2% of that bill, of that proposal? Where did the rest of the money go? If our $1,200 a person, $600 for every kid, is only 2% of that proposal, where did the 98% of the money go? Well, one was, for example, one of the government officials, I won't say any names, one of the government officials is a chair for a art, we'll call it art committee. They wanted to make sure that that art committee got some of that money. In fact, that money was probably more than what we all got together. There's another 2%. Let's call it 3% because it's more than what we all got together. Your parents probably did. So in the house, I think it's supposed to be in the household. The head of household, if it's married, each get $1,200. I don't know if it's each adult gets $1,200. I can't remember what it was. And each child got $600, but obviously it was written to the parents.
And it was salary based. Some people didn't qualify. We didn't qualify.
Apparently, I'm poor enough because I'm a teacher. I qualified. Hey, but you know what? When a student loan debt got forgiven, I made and lost $80,000 in one day, so I can't complain. Well, because my student loan debt was $80,000, so they forgave it. So I made it and paid off, essentially, right? So I made and lost $80,000 because that $80,000 I never saw. I just saw that disappear. Thank goodness. Right? Because it started at $70,000, and that's why student loans are so rough, because it started at $70,000, it ended at $80,000, and I was paying every month. So be careful of student loans. An experiment is conducted in which the weight losses of people who try a new fast diet supplement are compared to the weight loss of a control group of people who try to lose weight in other ways. After 8 weeks, the results show that the treatment group lost an average of half a pound more than the control group. Assuming that it has no dangerous side effects, does this study suggest that the fast diet supplement is good treatment for the people wanting to lose weight? 8 weeks. What do we think? No. No. Why? Eight weeks, half a pound is absolutely nothing. Currently, Ozempic is currently the case. And the problem with Ozempic is that number one, once you get off it, well, number one, it's expensive in America. If you go overseas, it's pennies on the dollar. Number two, once you get off of Ozempic, you're back to where you started. No, it's not hormone. It's actually suppresses your hunger. Right? So if whoever gives the Ozempic doesn't teach them how to figure out alternative way, then they're going to be stuck with Ozempic for the rest of their lives. Or they go back to wanting to eat everything again. And the problem is that the weight that they lose, the first thing that they lose is the muscle mass. So if anybody gets Ozempic and doesn't start working out and doesn't start ingesting protein to maintain their muscle, will lose it all. So if they were able to stay thin without Ozempic, they will literally be very frail. Or if they stay on Ozempic, they'll become very, very frail. Yeah, scary. Scary stuff, man. So, you guys want to open up the review that I just posted? I know it says fall 2025. There's a reason for that. So, what information do you guys feel that we need in the cheat sheet? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to 3A. Y'all tell me. Those two? Huh? 4? Huh? You want all 4? What the? Okay. And the reason why I'm calling it fall is because I want to make sure that I know that that is the newer stuff versus the older stuff. Okay? Do we need this? Those two? Yes? Anything there? Anything there? Speak up. Correct. Correct. The PDF version does not have an answer key nor choices, but the quiz does. So just take the quiz. I make sure it's unlimited. I would tell you still to do the paper version and see like how you would go about doing it before you get to the quiz part. Anything here? Do we need definitions? We okay? Yes? Oh, you want definitions. Do you have a fourth thumb? She's like, do I need to take off my sandals and put thumbs up there too? I don't think anything is asked about the steps, but I don't know. I don't recall. It's going to be choices, so. Do you guys want these definitions as well? Thoughts? I think those are pretty, like, self-explanatory. Okay. Same thing with those. Self-explanatory or put them on?
I think self-explanatory.
Okay. Confidence interval. Put it on. I think that's it. Okay. 5A. Whoa. Oh, that was 5A. 5B. Oh, not much to do there. So, let me see. Big picture, consider the source. I think the biases is pretty self-explanatory. Yes, no? Yeah, okay. Variables, okay. Self-explanatory. And there's 6, 7, 8. So we're good. So our cheat sheet is going to look something like this. Those there, those definitions there, and that. Okie dokie. Hey. We have to make all these fit. I'll figure it out. You guys don't need to. All right, so any questions for me at this point in time? Nothing? So we're good to go. And your exam is next Wednesday?
No class Monday, or are we going to do like a review?
We can do a review if you guys want to. That's certainly fine. That's no big deal. It's up to you guys, right? The test will be multiple choice, just like the quiz. So when you open up this, sorry. Let me go back to your home page here so that you guys see what I'm talking about. So if you click on week 7 or week 8, you will see the review for exam 3. When you click on it, this will be a quiz that won't be, well, the grade on this quiz isn't going to affect anything, right? This will be multiple choice. So your exam will be multiple choice, okay? The review itself, when you click on that part, right, the one that says click here, if you click on that, that will be the PDF of those questions with no answers, because I do want you guys to kind of try to do this without seeing the choices and see how well you guys do, and then take the quiz to see, okay, this is a lot easier, right? Okay. I mean, what's your feelings about class on Monday? Do you feel like we're going to have questions to ask, or do you feel like we should be off on Monday? I mean, your choice. Don't threaten me with a good time. Don't have class? I mean, I don't mind having class and having you guys come and ask questions if you guys have any, but if you guys don't show up, then I'm here already anyway, so it's not like I'm like holding on for you guys for dear life. You know what I'm saying? You're upset because I'm not holding on for dear life. So either we will say no class on Monday and see you guys on Wednesday for the exam, or Monday for review and then Wednesday for exam. So you prefer that? Yes, those are the two options. So do you want choice A, no class, exam on Wednesday, or class on Monday for review and then Wednesday for exam? Okay. People online, type in A or B. A means no class. B means review class. Good thing I count 6 and I see 3. Okay, 4. Oh, 3. Still 3. How about you guys in class? Choice A, raise your hand. It's up to you. Don't let them influence you. Choice B, raise your hand. Okay, so the other two have no opinions. Okay. Okay.
And you already said if you feel like you got to come in, you just come in.
Yeah.
If not, then don't.
Yeah. So how about this? I'm not going to take offense if you guys don't come on Monday. Is that fair? By 3:15, if nobody's here, I will end the meeting and leave. Is that fair? If you guys really have questions, come on in, and I'll stay with you however long it needs to be. Is that fair? Okay, then let's do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful, blessed weekend. Please be safe. Love you guys. I'll either see you Monday and Wednesday or just Wednesday. Cheers. You too, man. Bye.
And also, I'm going to send an email if it's okay to take the exam online.
Okay, sounds good.
And you also can't click week 8 because it sends to a YouTube video, but it was really funny to see. Last night.
Oh, on week 8?
Yeah, they found it funny too.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I gotta look at this now.
Oh, it's so funny. Yeah.
I didn't realize this. Let me view as a student.
It's really funny.
Oh, wait a minute. I gotta go home. What video did I post on there?
You'll see.
Why did I post that there, though? That's the part I don't get. Oh, man. Wow. And your parents listened to that, huh?
I showed them. They found it really funny.
They're like, what is Chan doing over here? I don't understand this.
It's really funny. You have a great sense of humor.
Well, thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you. Bye.